News at 3 o'clock. I'm Sonia Rincon, and here's what's happening. New York City's COVID test positivity average is close to 7% now. Cases, meanwhile, are soaring in California, flattening in many other states, but health officials are dreading a post-Christmas surge. Another number increasing is the number of applications to medical schools. It's being called the Fauci effect as future doctors and nurses take note of the demand. Mail delays continue with many Christmas gifts arriving late because of unprecedented volume and fewer workers available in the pandemic. New details in the investigation into the Christmas explosion in Nashville. Authorities reportedly searching the home of a man who owned an RV just like the one used. We're looking good now at both the Lincoln and the Holland tunnels, but not so good at the Staten Island down Verrazano Bridge. Roadwork on that lower level is causing big delays from the westbound Parkway and the outbound Gowanus approaches. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. No delays on the northern or the LIE, but the Southern State Parkway, that's real slow, especially on that westbound side by Eagle Avenue. In New Jersey, northbound on Route 21, you're slammed with a flipped over car by Route 3 on the Garden State Parkway, northbound just after exit 144. Their center lane is closed with another accident. And you got a wreck on the westbound side of Route 4, and that's by River Road in Teaneck. 2 right lanes are closed. From the 1010 Winds Transit desk, there's no force service this afternoon between Woodlawn and Grand Concourse. This is all because of police activity. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Sue Alder on 1010 Winds.
Subaru, the most trusted brand of 2020 and 6 years running according to Kelley Blue Book. Visit Subaru online at Subaru.com or stop in at your local Subaru retailer and test drive a new Subaru today.
New coronavirus numbers from New York City this afternoon indicate a 7-day test positivity average of 6.78%. With more than 3,000 new cases in the 5 boroughs reported in the last day, those numbers seem to be inching up each day. The statewide number now is 5.36%, with 122 new COVID deaths reported in New York State today. State and city officials are urging everyone to avoid gathering, as hard as that is over the holidays. A post-Christmas spike is anticipated, with people getting together indoors. In California, meanwhile, we're not sure how much they can take, with the numbers the worst they've ever been. Correspondent Doreen Shaw has more from Santa Monica. Confirmed cases toppling over 18 million, with over 120,000 hospitalizations. In California, the LA County Department of Public Health announcing the 2nd consecutive day of record-high COVID deaths.
This being a sober reminder of how deadly this disease is, how deadly this pandemic is, and how devastating it is for families that have lost their loved ones during this holiday.
California's governor saying they're under unprecedented pressure as they became the first state exceeding 2 million COVID cases. Officials in LA County estimate that 1 in 95 residents are currently infectious. Winds News Time 3:03. New Jersey today reported 4,000 new cases and 19 new deaths. Slightly lower numbers than the last couple of days, but still grim. Healthcare workers outside of hospitals began receiving their Moderna vaccines in Essex County today. Dr. Napal Grambaran, the director of medicine at Essex County Hospital, among the first to get the vaccine, which he says didn't hurt at all.
I'm fine. I'm at work today. I will be going back to the hospital.
He is one of hundreds of healthcare workers who will be vaccinated at 4 different sites in Essex County, including here at Essex County College. Workers outside hospitals, including EMTs and home health aides, the first to get their vaccines, wanting to set an example for those hesitant to get vaccinated. Dr. Lionel Anisette, he's the medical director of the Essex County Jail.
And I want to be able to make sure that those vulnerable populations know that we're not just talking the talk, we're walking the walk. And like Alexander Hamilton said, I'm not going to waste my shot.
Essex County has more than 45,000 COVID cases and more than 2,000 deaths. Samantha Leapman, 1010 Winds in Newark. Winds News Time 3:04. With vaccinations underway, there are still lingering questions about how effective the vaccines are against the newer strain blamed for the surge in the UK. Dr. Uzma Syed is an infectious disease specialist and head of the COVID task force at Good Samaritan Hospital on Long Island.
There is really good reason to believe that the vaccines will be effective, and in fact the manufacturers are testing them because, the vaccine produces immunity in many different ways. So we really have good reason to believe that the vaccines will be effective. But But the most important thing to remember is that the tools that we have to fight against transmission of this virus are still effective against this variant, and those include wearing a mask, socially distancing, and really avoiding indoor gatherings with people that are outside of your household.
Across Europe, the most vulnerable will start getting their first shots tomorrow. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine was shipped from Belgium before Christmas, and warehouses across the continent are now stocked with doses. That's expected to help some of the worst-hit countries, including Italy, Spain, and the Czech Republic, whose healthcare systems are reportedly near their breaking points. Wins News Time 3:05. The pandemic may have had one positive consequence when it comes to the healthcare field. Correspondent Lisa Mateo explains. It's being called the Fauci effect. Medical schools say the nation's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, is influencing a new wave of medical school applications. According to the Association of American Medical Colleges, U.S. applications are up 18% to medical schools nationwide compared to the same period last year. Experts say the quarantine has also given more people the time needed to fill out the applications, and the economic toll of the pandemic has prompted many to seek a high-paying career. Nursing programs are also reporting increases. Checking the 10-10 winds, AccuWeather forecast this afternoon. The rest of the afternoon, sunny, brisk, and cold, high 34. AccuWeather real field temperatures are in the teens. Mostly clear and cold tonight, a low of 26 in the city, down to 18 in the outer suburbs. Tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, not as cold, a high of 40. Monday, mostly cloudy, breezy, milder, high 48. And Tuesday, brisk and cold again, sunny, high 35. Right now, 31 degrees, sunny, the relative humidity 45%. The wind west at 8 miles per hour, gusting to 18. Repeating the current temperature, 31 degrees, going down to 26 tonight in Midtown. Winds News Time 3:06. Millions of Americans have now lost their unemployment benefits. They expired at midnight. The consequences could be catastrophic. President Trump's refusal to sign the bill and threat to veto it has delayed all help, also threatens the government shutdown. Correspondent Marcy Gonzalez has more.
The $900 billion bill, which passed with overwhelming bipartisan support, is with the president at Mar-a-Lago, where he spent this Christmas golfing and reiterating his opposition to the amount the bill allocates for individual stimulus payouts, tweeting, "Why would politicians not want to give people $2,000 rather than $600? It wasn't their fault. It was China. Give our people the money." Democrats tried to do just that, calling a special session on Christmas Eve to increase those checks to $2,000. House Republicans immediately rejected it.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina tweeted that he believes the president is more determined than ever to get the direct stimulus payment increased to $2,000. Wins News Time 3:08.
2 years after undergoing difficult chemotherapy and surgery for breast cancer, Karen Peterson learned that her tumors had returned.
I knew my only real hope was a clinical trial.